Hi friends, welcome to Vysh IAS. We are going to continue the Tamil Nadu history textbook part 1 of class 11th. So before I start the video, I request everybody to please like and share this video, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and please share it with your friends, and please leave us some sort of feedback in the comment section such that we can know if you are liking the video or if there are any sort of changes if you want in the video, and it will encourage us to create more free content. So we are going to start with the chapter number 5. Since we have started the part 1 of the chapter number 5, this is part 2 of the chapter number 5, evolution of society in southern India. So since we have completed the Shatavana and the stuff in the old video, so we are going to see the Sangam age. The first 3 centuries of Common Era are widely accepted as Sangam period, as information for this period is mainly derived from the Sangam literature. Okay, so first 3 centuries, okay, till 3C. Okay, more correctly, 300C. More correctly, this has to be called as early historical period and starts 1 or 2 centuries earlier from the 2nd century BCE, as we have clearly epigraphical and archaeological evidence in addition to literary evidence. The Movendar. Who is the Movendar? Though the 3 Tamil ruling families were known to Asoka in the 3rd century BCE itself, some individual names are known only from the Sangam poems of 1st century and later, known as Movendar, the 3 crowned kings. The 3 crowned kings. So Movendar is basically the 3 crowned kings. The Cheras, Cholas and Pandyas controlled major agrarian territories, trades, routes and towns. But the Satyaputra, same as Atyaman, found in the Asokan inscription along with the above 3 houses, is a village chief in the Sangam poems. So who is a village chief, you will see in the coming slides. The Cholas. First we will see about the Cholas. The Cholas control the central and northern part of Tamil Nadu. Okay, I will show you the Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas in the map also in the coming slides. Their core area of rule was Kaveri Delta, known as Chola Mandalam. Okay, their capital was Urayur near Tiruchirappalli town, and Puhar, okay, or Kaveri Pattanam was an alternative royal residence. Okay, so remember these facts. These are the important facts which we need to remember. The core area was Kaveri Delta, known as Chola Mandalam. Capital was Urayur, and Puhar or Kaveri Pattanam was alternative royal residence. Tiger was their emblem. So this was the flag similar to the Chola flag. Kaveri Pattanam attracted merchants from various regions of Indian Ocean. Okay, Pattina Palai, composed by the poet Katiyalur Urittirana Kannanar. Other elaborate descriptions of the bustling trading activities here during the rule of Karikalan. Okay, Karikalan was the ruler at that point of time. This poet Katiyalur has given an elaborate description about the bustling trading activity happening at that point of time. Karikalan, son of Ilanjetti Chenni, is portrayed as greatest Chola of the Sangam age. Okay, Pattinapalai gives a vivid account of reign. Karikalan's foremost military achievement was the defeat of the Cheras and Pandyas, supported by as many as 11 village chieftains in Venni. Okay, he is credited with converting forest into habitable regions and developing agriculture by providing irrigation through embankment of Kaveri and building reservoirs. Okay, so he is considered one of the greatest Chola ruler. Okay, and he has defeated the Cheras and Pandyas. Okay, and he is credited with converting forest into habitable regions. Okay, Kaveri Pattanam was flourishing port during this period. Okay, another king Puranarkilli is said to have performed the Vedic sacrifice Rajasuyam. You have seen in the Vedic chapter what was Rajasuyam, Ashwamedha and all. Okay. Karikalan's death was followed by a succession dispute between Puhar and Urayur branches of Chola royal family. Okay. So this is a small piece of art from Kalanai, Tiruchi. The person who is sitting here is said to be called as the Karikala Cholan. Okay, the king which we said, the Karikalan, he is the one. Okay, and you need to know Kalanai, the Kalanai Dam. Just comment in the comment section when was Kalanai Dam made and how old it is. Okay, the Cheras. Next, the Cheras. The Cheras controlled the central and northern part of Kerala and Kongu region of Tamil Nadu. Vanji was their capital, and the ports of west coast, Musiri and Tondi, were under their control. Vanji is identified with Karur, while some scholars identify it with Tiruvanchaikallam in Kerala. Okay. Now it is accepted by most scholars that there were two main branches of the Chera family, and the Poraya branch ruled from Karur of present day Tamil Nadu. Okay. The Patitrupattu speaks of 8 Chera kings, their territories and fame. The inscriptions of Pugalur near Karur mention Chera kings of 3 generations. Okay. Chelli Rumporai issued coins in his names. Imaya Varaman, Nedun Cheralatan, and Chengutuan were some of the prominent Chera kings. Okay, Chengutuan defeated many chieftains and is said to have ensured the safety of great port Musiri by putting down the piracy. Okay, but the great North Indian expedition of Chengutuan, mentioned in the Silappadikaram, is however not mentioned in Sangam poems. Okay, the great North Indian expedition of Chengutuan mentioned in Silappadikaram. So it is mentioned in the Silappadikaram, but it is not mentioned in the Sangam poets. He is said to have ruled for 46 years. Okay, patronizing the orthodox and heterodox religions. Some Chera issued coins and lead coins, copper and lead coins, with Tamil Brahmi legends imitating Roman coins. There are many other Chera coins with their bow and arrow emblem, but without any writing on them. See, this is one of the coin. On the one side, there is some sort of elephant kind of a thing and couple of symbols on the top, and the back side of the coin, it has the symbol of the Cheras, which you can see here, the flag of the Cheras. It's similar to that kind of symbol, the bow and arrow. Okay, the Pandyas ruled from Madurai. Okay, so their capital was Madurai. Korkai was their main port. Okay, Korkai was the main port, located near the confluence of Tampraparani with the Bay of Bengal. It was famous for pearl fishery and shank diving. Korkai is referred to in the Periplus as Kolkoi. Okay, we have seen like the Periplus written by a Greek. Okay, in that also Korkoi has been mentioned and it has been referred as Kolkoi. Okay, fish was the emblem of the Pandyas. This was the flag similar to the Pandyas. Their coins have elephant on one side and a stylized image of fish on the other. Okay, they invaded southern Kerala and controlled the part of Nelkande near Kottayam. Okay. According to the tradition, they patronized the Tamil Sangams and facilitated the compilation of the Sangam poems. Okay, so they have facilitated the compilation of Sangam poets. They played a major role. Okay, the Sangam poems mention the names of several kings, but their succession and regnal years are not clear. So who was first and who was then coming into succession was not clear in this, and this is one of the coin. Okay, you can see it on the one side there are fish symbols. This is the symbol of Pandya, so fish symbols, and on the other side there is an elephant and couple of things written and couple of symbols on it. Okay, so coming to the next part, Ninnun Chezian. Nendunchezian is praised for his victory over combined army of Chera, the Chola, and 5 Valley chieftains. Okay, combined army of Chera, Chola, and 5 Valley chieftains: Titian, Elini, Erumayuran, Irungovanman, and Porunan at Talayalanganam. Okay, he is also given credit for capturing Milalai and Putturu at Pudukottai district. He is praised as the Lord of Korkai and as the overlord of southern Paravatar, a martial and fishing community of Tirunelveli coast. Okay, so this has been given in the textbook. So this is a modern representation of that time. So you can see in the southern part of the map, the Cholas were more or less on this part, the Cheras till here, and the Pandyas here. That time, to be clear, okay, the clear demarcation which we see here specifically was not very clear at that point of time. Okay, the clear demarcation was not there, and always there used to be some sort of hustle all the time. Okay, Sangam poems helps us understand the social formation of the time. Okay, according to Tinai concept, Tamilgam was divided into 5 landscapes. Okay, each region had distinct characteristics: a presiding deity, people, and cultural life according to the environmental conditions. Okay, so there were 5 types of landscapes, and according to that, they had own deity. They, the lifestyle was different, and because of the landscape, automatically the characteristics of the places will be also a lot different. Okay, so what are those? Number one is Kurinji, hilly region, which was for hunting and gathering. Marutam, Marutam is riverine tract, agriculture using plough and irrigation. Mullai is a forested region, pastoralism combined with shifting cultivation. Naithal, the coastal land for fishing and salt making. And Palai, the parched land unsuitable for cultivation, and hence people took cattle lifting and robbery. This is more or less some sort of barren land. Okay, so Kurinji is the hilly region, Marutam is the riverine tract, Mullai is the forest region, Naithal is the coastal land, and Palai is the parched land. Okay, next we will see about the polity and society. In a way, this Tinai classification is said to reflect the uneven social economic developments. You can see like there were 5 types of places. Okay, so automatically there will be some sort of uneven socio-economic developments. So that is seen in the political forms too. 3 levels of rulers are found. 3 levels of rulers: Kizar, Velir, and Vendar, which we came across in the previous slides too. Kizar were the heads of the villages or small territory, later known as Nadu. They were the chiefs of tribal communities living in the specific areas. Okay, they were chiefs of tribal communities. Okay, they were heads of the villages or small territories. The Vendars were kings controlling large fertile territories. Okay, and the Velir, who were many in number, controlled the territories of varied geographical nature, mainly hilly and forest areas that were between the Muvendar's fertile territories. Okay, chieftains like Atyaman, Pari, Ei, Evi, Irungo each commanded a big area rich in natural resources. They were generous patrons of the poets and bards. They had military power, and there were frequent wars among these chieftains on accounts of capture of cattle. On many occasions, they seem to have united and confronted one or other of the 3 kings. So they used to take some, part from the other teams also. Okay. Political ascendancy of the Vendars. From the chiefs of Iron Age around 1100 to 300 BCE emerged as Vendar of the early historic period. The chiefs of Iron Age. From that, slowly they became the Vendars. While certain chiefs attained higher status, Vendar, through a larger and effective control of pastoral and agriculture regions, others in the marginal regions remained as chieftains, known as valiers. For examples, Atyamans, mentioned as Satyaputra in the Ashokan inscriptions, became weak and did not attain the status of kings like the Chola Pandya and Cheravendar. Okay? The Vendars subjugated the chieftains and fought with other two Vendars. For this, they mobilized their own warriors, besides seeking the support of some valiant chief. The adoption of titles was one of the measures adopted by Sangam Vendor to display their power. Adoption of titles, it's been a very common thing. Okay, titles like Kadungo, Imaya Varam, Imaya Varamban, and Vanavaramban, Peruvazuti distinguish themselves from ordinary people and valiers. Okay, the patronization of bards and poets and entertaining them in their courts was probably a step undertaken by the kings to glorify their name and fame and also their territories and towns. For example, the Chola king Karikalan is said to have offered a huge amount of gold coins to Uritharan Kannanar, who composed Patina Palai. Okay, they used to give, you know, a lot of gold coins and lot of gifts and all for their own fame too. Okay, so we'll come to the economy. In the Sangam age, the wars waged by the vendor were involved in expanding their territorial base by annexing the enemy's territories. Endemic warfare presumably created conditions for social disparities. So obviously there will be a lot of social disparities, right? War captives serving in some cult centers are mentioned. Some references to slaves are also there. Okay, so slavery was not completely abolished. Okay, slavery was there more or less, and cult centers were there. So and automatically when there were wars, so army was there. Okay, women were actively engaged in economic production. Women were also active in economic production, and there were a significant number of women poets in Sangam age. Okay, there is evidence of craft production such as bronze vessels, beads, and gold works, textiles, shell bangles, ornaments, glass, iron smithy, pottery making. Okay, it was common in the major urban centers such as Arikamedu, Urayur, Kanchipuram, Kaviripattanam, Madurai, Korkoi, and Pattanam in Kerala. Madurai Kanchi speaks about day markets as well as night markets selling several craft goods. Raw material for the production of various objects and ornaments were not available everywhere. Okay, precious and semi-precious stones were collected, which were exchanged for other commodities. Such raw materials reached the industrial centers where various objects were made, and they were again exchanged for some other produce. So barter system was also there. Okay, the names of persons mentioned in inscriptions on pottery reveal that presence of non-Tamil speakers, mostly traders, in certain craft centers and towns. Okay, traders from faraway regions were present in Tamil country. So inscriptions, the names of persons mentioned in the inscriptions show that they were non-Tamil speakers, but they were mostly traders and they used to live there. Okay, Mani Meghalai refers to Magadha artisans, Maratha mechanics, Malwa smiths, and Yavana carpenters working in cooperation with Tamil craftsmen. Trade related terms such as Vanikan, Chattan, Nigama appear in the Tamil Brahmi inscriptions. Salt merchants called Umanar traveled in bullock carts along with their families for trade activities. Okay, salt merchants called Umanar. Okay, Chattu referred to the itinerary of or mobile merchants. Okay, in trade, barter system was much in vogue, though coins were also in use. Roman coins circulated as bullion. Okay, long distance trade existed, and the connections with the Roman Empire and Southeast Asia are evident at many archaeological sites. This amphora is kind of a vessel kind of a thing. Small water, they carry water in it, milk in it, they use for milk, water, and other kind of liquids in it, and they use for it for storing and for traveling and all. Okay. The southern part of India, because of its easy access to the coast and location, the maritime trade route connecting the east and the west, played an important role in overseas contacts. The major early historic ports have evidence of Roman amphora, glassware, and other materials, suggesting active maritime activities. So they were very linked with the Roman people through trading activities. The wealth bought by Romans and the arrival of foreign merchants is evidenced in the archaeology as well as literature. Okay, lots of gold coins have been found in the Coimbatore region. Roman gold coins and silver coins have been found in many hoards in Coimbatore region and many other places in southern India. There were a lot of articles in the Hindu paper as well as other newspapers that a lot of gold coins stashed in some sort of bowl kind of a thing or a pot kind of a thing have been found in the archaeological surveys near the Coimbatore area. Okay, so the coins were a little similar to these. You can see. Okay, the ideology and religion. The earliest evidence of appearance of formal religious activities appears in the same time of Ashoka, when Buddhism reached South India and Sri Lanka. Ashoka's daughter is considered to have taken the Bodhi tree to Sri Lanka. It has been mentioned in many books as well as the reality is also there. Okay, there is a legend associated with the movement of Chandragupta Maurya to Karnataka region before the time of Ashoka. Okay, Chandragupta Maurya is linked to which religion? Comment in the sections. Comment in the comment section. Ashoka's daughter. There were two people involved to spread the Buddhism to other countries. Okay, who were Ashoka's daughter. Okay. So they have spread the religion to southern part of the India as well as they took it to Sri Lanka and other Southeast Asian countries. Okay, the Shatavahanas, Sangam kings, and Ikshvakus supported Vedic sacrifices. The evidence for the movement of Brahmins and the performance of Vedic ritual practices is found in the Sangam texts. But the Varnashrama ideology was yet to take root in the Tamil region, the Varnashrama ideology. Okay, evidence of Buddhism is widely found in southern India. The Krishna and Godavari delta of Andhra had many important Buddhist centers. You have seen you may have heard of Amravati. There was a stupa in Amravati too. Okay, but which was completely destroyed and just a couple of things were found. Okay, archaeological excavations conducted in Amravati, yes, Nagarjunakonda, etc., show how deep rooted was Buddhism. Nagarjunakonda, you can see the remains of Buddha statues as well as there was some sort of university also. See, the Takshashila University, the Nalanda University are very famous, but there was a university at Nagarjunakonda near Nagarjuna Sagar. Nagarjuna Sagar in Andhra Telangana border. There's a huge Nagarjuna Sagar dam also. Okay, you can see it and Google it. Just it might take around 10 to 15 minutes of your time, but there is a lot of things. There are a lot of things which are related to Buddhism. Okay, in Tamil Nadu, Kaviripatnam and Kanchipuram have evidence of Buddhist stupas. But compared to Jainism, the evidence for Buddhism is restricted to a few sites in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so automatically what it shows is Jainism was much more prevalent. Okay, the numerous caves, shelters in Tamil Brahmi inscriptions found in Tamil Nadu show that Jainism was more influential in Tamil Nadu. That's what we said. Okay, Jain Tirthankara relief at Aritapattu, Madurai. You can see there is a Jain Tirthankara's relief as well as some sort of inscription written under it. Okay, their influence on the common people is not known, but we have evidence for the merchants and lay devotees supporting Jain monks by providing rock shelters and offerings. In the post-Sangam centuries, Jain contributed substantially to Tamil literature. Okay, ages of Calabaras, the post Sangam period. After the Sangam period, the Calabaras came, and this is not very important in the UPSC thing, but we'll just see an overview. Okay, the period between the Sangam age and the Pallava Pandya period, roughly between 300 CE to 600 CE, is known as age of Calabaras in the history of Tamil Nadu. As the three tradition kingdoms disappeared in this interval due to occupation of the territory by warlike group like Calabaras. Okay, this period was called an intergranum or dark age by early historians. It was also supposed that many good traits of earlier Tamil culture disappeared in this interval. Okay, this idea of Calabara intergram is no more accepted as correct. Rather, this is the time when greatest Tamil work, Tirukural, was written along with many other works grouped as 18 minor works. The epics Silappadikaram, Mani Mekalai also belong to this period. Okay, as this was the time when non-orthodox religions, Jainism and Buddhism, became more influential, the scholars of the orthodox Vedic Puranic school seem to have created the impression that the ruling Calabaras of the time were evil in nature. Okay, since because of the influence of Jainism and Buddhism and the support which these Calabaras gave, okay, the orthodox Vedic Puranic school, who wrote most of the epics and all, showed that they were evil in nature because they used to give support to Jainism and Buddhism. Okay, so that's all for today. This was the completion of chapter number 5, and I hope you like the video. If you like it, please like the video, and just leave a one-liner comment. It will encourage us to put more and more videos. Okay, and please share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and thank you, and have a great day.